morning. Happy Friday morning. Here we are today. This is it. This is what we're going to do today. This is the highlight of my life right here. Friday. Now I'm going to the Armor's Market. Yay! Please don't let the federal government shut this one down. I'm not telling you where it is because I don't want them to know. There you go. Let's jump in. Kim should be here today. She was not here today. Yesterday, she took the day. Good for her. I let her celebrate her life somewhere. She took a me day. Let me say good morning, coffee talk. And the little talkity talk text. So hard for me to do both with one finger. Hey, what happened to you yesterday?
There are a lot of women out there that just don't have a clue, and they'd rather Trump is icky and vote for someone who is ickier.
100%, sadly.
I don't really understand how Trump offends and rubs everybody the wrong way. I mean, because I'm the girl that...
Yeah, I guess she must have talked to somebody yesterday.
I'd rather know than not know.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's crazy, right? It really is. Kimmy, the ladies are...
Good morning, my friends.
Oh. Good morning.
Who needs Fox News when I got the coffee talk? Yay!
Yeah. How about that? How about the big talk of Big Mike being waltzed out on us?
Oh, come on. We've known, though. I've been saying Big Mike.
We talked about
leaning
it.
heavy.
We talked about and we made fun of it. And we thought, surely to God, they won't bring the big swinging dick out on the stage.
Yeah,
no,
they will.
That won't be it. So I guess it is computer pause.
I just want to know, is it going to be a coming out party, or is it going to be I'm going to still try and lie to people, and then, like I told you, that side of things go ape shit. No joke, no pun, no kidding, no holds bar. Oh, Lord, can a drama queen throw a fit? Is all I'm saying.
We know that. We know that. Kimmy, what do you think about it? Come on.
Oh, so I sacrificed myself last night and I watched Fox.
You did not. Girl, I'm very comfortable with my Newsmax and my online OAN and Real America Voice and whatever.
I usually watch Newsmax and the other one, but I watched...
But tell us
I watched Jesse Waters last night.
And what's up with him?
Hannity. And a little bit of Hannity. And so, okay. So, on the Jesse Waters show, the last part, this guy goes out and is asking all these people who are Democrats, they're asking, oh, do you like Biden? And they're all like, no. And then they're all like, oh, so how would you feel if
Big
Michelle Obama, Michelle Obama ran, and all the women were like, oh my God, yes, like, and then the guys are like, but they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything in your when Obama was in there, and then one of the guys, he goes, yeah, they only made the rich people more rich. And then I'm just like, duh, then why would you say yes to you, more Michelle?
Yo.
See,
they're exactly, so ignorant.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It really is. It's just like, over there, anything other than Biden, oh yeah, we'll vote for that. We'll vote for that thing. Harley's Dog World, good morning.
Hey, Joe is in the house.
I need to do another order from you, love. Yeah, he's we got Tumblr King. He's over on our Rumble channel. Good morning. Glad you're there.
Don't you love when they bounce around, throw the thumbs, and say, hey, I stopped in.
So at least we'll have one. Yeah, give us the like so we have one.
I love it.
And then one of them said, I want to see another 4 years from Donald Trump, and I'm like, oh shit. But then when they brought up Michelle Obama, he goes, oh sorry, my boy Trump, I would have to vote for Michelle. Just because she's black.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
because all of them voted for black to start with when Obama walked in, and that's where, well, that's not where it all began, but that's certainly where the trouble, put the pedal to the metal, and suddenly our entire.
Well, I put out my Joan Rivers kind of like esque statement on Facebook in regards to, I mean, like if y'all don't see me, just know now I'm with Jesus. I'm not suicidal, but if I go by, love you. I'm just saying it wasn't me though. Unless it was God the Almighty.
To like Hillary Clinton, and they're all like, "Oh yeah," because they're so like, you know, like I'm sorry, but I don't think there's any woman in there right now ready to be big. You need to have big balls to be president, especially right now with all the Middle Eastern stuff going on. They don't like women, so why would they want to listen to a woman?
Did you see the Sharia law post?
Exactly.
The judge?
Like, I'm totally for women in government and all that stuff, but I want someone with big balls that's going to like shut this stuff down, because if Trump can do it, somebody else can do it, and if they can't do it, then I want Trump to do it, because he did it before. And then I learned, so we do 22% of the UN financing is from us. Did you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's exactly.
Oh, that's why I've hated the United Nations and NATO for a long time.
That they're getting from the UN is going to the migrants, and also the money that we are financing through our bills is separate from the UN money. Is also going to the immigrants. So we're playing them twice.
And that's what makes everything so upside down and crazy. And that's how they can get these EBT cards for $5,000 a month, and every single one that comes over. I'm so disgusted with what's going on down there, like all of us. And you know what, though? The funny thing is, there's still a lot of people that really don't know. They really don't know. They're still reading their National Enquirer magazines from the grocery store. They're just keeping their head down. They really don't know the full extent of things. So yeah, if those are the people that are going to come out of the woodwork and say, yeah, we're going to vote for Big Mike because Big Mike, does a Kmart dress really good, then we're really in trouble.
Hooper said it. Did you read Hooper's comment? She nailed it right there. Two queen evil bitches right there, boy.
And then Tulsi Gabbard, she talked some smack about Nikki Haley. So the only thing, if Nikki Haley were to be president, you have bigger war.
Yeah, Nikki Haley is I hope she's about done. I gotta believe, and because if you heard, two of her biggest donors said, we're done, Nikki. We're done.
See you in 2028 is exactly what he said.
Yeah, we gave it a good run. We gave it a good try.
I'll be the first one to support you, but stop wasting money now.
That's right. I can't keep striking these $1 million checks for a loser.
I mean,
right? I mean, that's.
What a more public way of saying bless your heart.
Yeah, like tap, tap, tap. You need to get.
You gotta love the laughter, man. Come on, you don't see this as comical now? You ain't paying attention.
Kimmy, can I right here ask you at some point? I know not today because you can't do anything, but is there any way you can come up with a microphone that's a little better? And I'm not sure why
I think it's just because my headphones.
Well, because it just sounds like you're in a can, and I know that because I missed some of it, and I'm sure some of my guests are missing some.
Should we go like this?
Yeah, I know to hear from the box.
Or like this?
Well, I don't know if you've got something you can just put a little closer to your mouth or something, because it just sounds like you're in a tin can, and I hate that, Kimmy. I hate that, because I don't want anyone to miss anything you're saying. Hoopa, good morning. I don't know if Hoopa's going to be able to come in today. I wanted to hear what was going on down there in Louisiana, with her parents being doped up on so much stuff. hoping that she's found some resolution. I don't know, but it would be good for her to tell us, just in case anybody else is out there dealing with their own folks.
Yeah, because all these old people seem to be roped into the big pharma game and just listen. I got it. My doctor says, and it's like, whoa, the brainwashing is deep.
In California, before I dropped down.
Kimmy, say it again.
Did you hear about the lady in California
With the 65 standing cups? Or the one that stabbed her boyfriend and blamed pot?
Stabbed her boyfriend.
Yeah, okay.
Times.
Yeah, 108 times.
2 hits of a bong.
Yeah.
2 hits of a bong made her go crazy, supposedly.
Yeah, then that wasn't pot she was smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, so it probably was loaded with what? Fentanyl?
God knows. God only knows.
Yeah, so y'all be careful where you're getting your weed from. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning. Well, there are crazy things out there. Kimmy, love you. I'm going to have to send you something because we don't want to miss what you're saying, but we're having a real bad microphone issue on your side.
Could you imagine she set up a pot track at her desk? Her boss would be like, you fired.
That's right. We would get it clearly. Sure would.
We'd be like, give Kimmy back her job.
Barbie, our rhino senator here in West Virginia announced on the local news this morning is thinking about running for president. Yeah, let's see that come on.
Oh, that mansion, Barbie mansion, she says.
What's his name? I had some stuff here. Let me open up my stuff if I could get it open.
Mansion? What's his first name? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Well, Mansion is one of them over there in West Virginia, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
His name is Joe Manchin.
Wouldn't that make things interesting if all of a sudden Big Mike and Joe Manchin are thrown into the mix?
That would be hysterical. I could see that on a ticket walking down the aisle there.
I could too.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Manchin.
But that's what I posted. I said I could see Obama as the first lady, first Mary now. Well, again, actually, if you think about it.
My feeling about Joe Manchin right now is that he waited too long. I mean, too little, too late, Joe. Too little, too late. Bye.
I agree.
You know, I just feel like he waited too long. Joe Manchin had every opportunity to be the hero.
He needs to go away, like we said. What's his name again? Like, he's irrelevant. Like, dude, swear.
He's irrelevant. Yeah.
They are. I mean, they're really like, I'm biding time to say see ya. Now I heard, okay, I was a couple of months off because I was thinking like April Fool's, VP announced. And then I didn't really exactly know the DNC thing because I don't pay attention to that like that. But I found out it's August. So I was like, dang, I was a couple of months off. I was looking at April, May for the Big Mike announcement.
Well, no, that's what, if you were listening, I was listening to the Megyn Kelly podcast. She had a guest out there and they were bringing it up. And she says, yeah, here we go. She said the plan is, it's a true plan. It's in writing plan that come May. So we just got a few more months. If Biden doesn't fall down and
Yeah.
In May, he's going to announce, he's going to stand down, and then they're going to bring in Big Mike. So from May to August, she'll be able to, she will be able to do whatever little tap and dance they have to do to let everybody know. And then come August is their convention where they're just Walter right in there.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, but it's not awesome because we know who really will be behind the control.
It's going to be awesome. Kim.
Yeah.
Come on, Kim. What did you think about DJT posting those articles suspiciously about the old, general this and general that? January 6th. General Miley.
Let's talk about General Flynn. General, what's it? George Flynn and Mike Flynn.
George Floyd. Yeah, George Floyd and Mike Flynn. But she's cute, right?
Floyd, right? Mike
Yeah.
No, is it Mike Flynn's brother? George?
That's Charles.
Brother?
Charles Flynn,
Oh,
the one who
Charles.
took over the Eastern Asian Pacific Islands. And he
Yeah,
was
Charles,
appointed by General
George.
Miley into that position.
Wow. Well, listen, so do we think then? I mean, I know you've been telling us all along, and I'm ready.
I'm just waiting and seeing. I'm just waiting and seeing, and I hope that you're seeing and learning in your own speed and time that God wills that you see it too. Because I'm not like, I'll just be happy when everybody realizes it because, I do believe like Donald Trump's message, if we stay unified, we will succeed. So I do not want no confrontation over. You could think whatever you want to think. Everybody could think whatever they want to think. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing. You got to see it. And when you see it,
letting us think what we want to think.
exactly. And when you see it for yourself, you come find me because then we can talk, girl.
Hey, good morning, Jive Mind is in the house. Good morning, Carol's here. Good morning.
Joe is voting for RFK. So is Flynn.
Don is in the house. It's good to see everybody. I appreciate you.
I'm just saying, Don, I love you dearly, but I said it from the beginning with you, girl. There's room in my boat. I got room in my boat for you. Don't you worry. You don't have to be like that third monkey fighting up my ramp. Don't worry. I got you.
Don't worry. Two sets of monkeys in my boat.
I haven't watched it yet. I just bookmarked it. It just came on my feeds. Yeah. Unless there's a clip out there we could do real quick.
You have a boat. At least you have a boat.
I'm just saying. There's going to be a lot of people on my little ass boat when I get there, though. I'm just saying.
Come on,
We're gonna be like the latest bet from Key West on the Haitian float. Oh shit! How many of them on there? Oh, you think they're all gonna make it? How many you think fall off? Let's start making bets. Yo, we used to do this in Florida. It's a thing. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if they fall off the boat. They can stand up.
Yeah. How many hours for the Coast Guard? Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to do this. Serious.
That's
Let
right.
me stop.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
So have you seen the Conor McGregor thing? I mean, is it Conor McGregor with Tucker Carlson? Yeah, it's got to be. Or McGregor I was thinking Mark McGuire. No. Have you seen this Tucker thing that Tanya's talking about?
something? No.
I haven't either.
Well, I pinned a couple of things that I thought was interesting. Let's see.
Oh, is it in the
I
Telegram?
did see our girl G. She posted some things over there as it related to a couple of posts on X. And of course, that's where you want to get your news, right? Juanita Broderick, did you see? She says in her post, she says, "Holy shit!" She says now the FBI is the one warning about the dangers going on at the southern border invasion with the illegal aliens. They've put out a I guess what is Pretty Rotten Ray that have anything to do with anything down there. They wrote a letter to all the judges, all the honorables, telling them we got a big problem. And and let me read you part of it. Yeah, it's pretty. It says, wait a minute, hold on. Can I do it? No, can't do it. Well, hold on. Come on. So the letter is written to the Speaker of the House, the Senate Majority Leader and Chairman, and it talks about, as a former senior executive of the Federal Bureau of Investigation with deep experience, combating dangers to the nation. Yeah, boy, that sounds like already. You're letting know we got to express our concerns about a specific threat that's happening down at the border. Yeah, in case you missed it, right? It says the danger arises from the nature of the threat itself. Wars and espionage and bombings and riots are sadly familiar delivery systems of instability, intimidation, and insecurity. And this letter goes on. Did you see it?
Yeah, it's 4 pages.
Yeah, it's a big letter and written to all of the honorables as far as the majority leaders, the Honorable Mike Turner, that's the chair house.
The FBI staff knows what's coming.
Yeah. So the message to the FBI all this time later is, we in a world of trouble, folks.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
It's not
100%.
funny. And Juanita Broderick, who is out there on the front end all the time, it seems like on X.
Well, I said it yesterday. 95% of America, I think, would stand with Texas. And I put on my Facebook, I stand with Texas. And let it go down. This is our second Alamo. Yo, the FBI already knows. They fooped. Because when Trump comes in, they being disbanded. I don't think there's any cleaning up of this organization. It is that corrupt to the gills. Yeah.
The FBI.
The FBI, the CIA. A lot of these agencies, I believe that they're going to be so rooted and like dismantled and put back together. Like, like they take things apart, like spread it out, boom, and then they're going to put back together. And it's going to be this much bigger. When they, like that big when they get done.
Way to put it. And we've been talking about it, and we hate to say I told you so, but
I'm not saying I told you, but I've been saying.
Right? Yeah, you can say it, Des, because I know you'll feel good saying that, but told ya. But we have been talking about this issue going on down there, and we often have described it as the Trojan horse, that nobody's, the Trojan horse is folks coming over needed asylum because their governments are so heinous and awful.
Yep.
But I was watching videos yesterday of them interviewing these Hispanics and the Mexicans. And who would you vote for, Trump or Biden? Oh, Biden, he good, Biden. We love Biden, bring us Biden. Well, I wonder how they'll answer that question when it comes to Trump or Big. Wonder how they'll feel then.
Yeah, and what about, what pissed me off too yesterday? They sentenced Peter Navarro for 4 months in jail.
That was on my list too, and
that really pisses me off, like to no end. But they got to keep fighting a good fight. So
he's going to appeal it.
I know, but it's just total BS.
Well, it's at that point, it's running out the clock, and the hope is, once we can, if and when we can get our man back in the seat, he can end to that garbage. But that's the whole thing. Is that you can see clearly that Peter Navarro, he did as he was instructed by his former boss. He said, you don't have to answer the petition or the subpoena to the special.
No, listen. Any conversation that any one of us have with the president, we don't have to tell anybody anything at any time, because we could declare we spoke with the president. Hello, well, he's the president. We're not telling nobody nothing. He could tell us whatever he wants. It's a beautiful thing. It's like, you know what I look at it like? It's like that patient-doctor confidentiality. It's like your lawyer, your client confidentiality, the priest in the confession booth confidentiality. Same type thing. So if I go and I'm talking to the president, honestly, I'm not going to tell anybody what he said. I'm going to be so happy it's going to stay in my own head. That's how secrets are kept, people. I'm just saying.
It's quite one thing to, have this sidebar conversation with the president, but if you're the president's advisor and you're being told you got to go ahead and claim some privilege there, I would have done the same thing. So, and I love Peter Navarro. I do. I really love him.
Me too.
I hope we'll see him in the mix again.
I hope he's a good dude too, and I hope he's the real Peter Navarro, not some 2.0 version.
Well, let me ask you this question: do you think should he have to do any time now that he has been found guilty?
I'll start filing the fucking bars in the walls myself, Kim.
Well, see, there you go. I knew you'd show up, Des.
100% with the chip and hammer and toe. We're getting home, yeah.
What's the vetting process? To be brought in a presidential administration?
Oh, Lord, they go back some long time in your resume. God knows how long. Probably to high school, even further.
Well, they've already gone through Peter Navarro, certainly, to get him in. But now he's got.
And now with him going to jail, they're going to check him out, rectally, too, and make sure he's in the clear. So he's been vetted and vetted as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's the way I feel like they know it. They don't know it
I'm
at
sure
this
he's
point.
clean as a whistle.
It's their fault.
Oh
Exactly.
Lord, let me stop.
And Des, turn your gain up just a little if you
Oh
can.
yeah.
Because
Well, I get a little loud, when I get excited, so I don't want to get loud. And then the bird, I'm always
I'm
lowering it for this little love of my life. Hey.
well, I've got you on a mic. I've got you on a mic right here
Okay.
to feed
Better.
through to the other side. So straight through to the other side. Biden's White House DEI advisor stepped down yesterday. Diversity, equity, and inclusion advisor stepped down. Well, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah to that.
Yeah, we
So
should see a whole lot more resignations. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm waiting on John Kirby, Jack Sullivan, fucking Jake Sullivan. I'm waiting on all these losers. Karine Jean Pierre.
domino.
I really am. I'm still sitting on my riverside.
Well, because everybody like I do. Here's the truth. If another Obama is allowed to step foot in the White House, you can bet we will see more of the same and worse. I mean, the same people in those same jobs that are absolutely incompetent up there now. We will see the same. Nothing will change.
No change.
Only continue to get worse.
Exactly.
It will get worse.
That's what I said. Choose wisely, people. Everybody tell everybody just choose wisely. Because if they're really going to stick with stupid like this after 4 years of this, Lord help you. And that's all I'm saying is I'm walking away. To strangers wherever in my passings.
There it is.
That's it.
Do people see it, though? I don't know. Slicknard, it'll be full of drag queens. It'll be awful. It'll be the exact same.
I think so too, Frank. I think he wants Mike Flynn out front. I think he wants the Obamas out front. He wants Hillary out front. The pedestrian. He wants to bring. That's how Trump plays his game. And he gives them rope and they hang themselves. Literally.
Yeah. Yep.
So, that's why I said I'm so happy I predicted it. Like some kind of old wash woman. I love it when I say this. I'm lower. I don't know. I'm screaming on mine. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is Bo, wait a minute. Is Bo running the show?
Yeah, if he is, it'll just be the same. Yep.
It will absolutely be. And it would be just like him, a shyster and a crook, and I say that fondly.
Me too, Candy.
Hey, I figured out how to run it 3 times, and now I'm going to figure out how to run it a 4th and a 5th time.
Yeah.
He said it himself. If he could just have somebody out there running the front, he could be pulling all the levers behind the green curtain. It's all. Jill, here, let's shift gears for a minute. Did you hear about, I thought this was pretty funny. Did you hear about this investigation that occurred up in the White House? Did you know that the White House has its own pharmacy? Did y'all ever hear that? I never really knew that.
The what about policy?
They have a pharmacy at the White House.
Now that is get the ever loving. Yo, you can't make that up. I can't.
Let me just give you a couple of highlights, right? The White House has a pharmacy, and it was a mess. A new investigation found. So there's a pharmacy in the White House.
And it's a mess.
Or at least they say there's a sign that says pharmacy. So the people in charge insist it really isn't one.
And why are they saying it was Trump's administration handing out the pills like they were candy?
Yeah, well, our guy over there, what was his name? Ronnie Jackson? Was he Ronnie Jackson?
Yeah, he was the presidential doctor in chief over there. Frick out of here. The chief physician of the president.
Because there were a lot of holdovers over there at the pharmacy, and apparently one former pharmacy staff member told investigators that a doctor once asked if the staffer could stop someone with a controlled substance as a parting gift for leaving the White House. And then apparently this same office dispensed controlled medications like Ambien and Provigil, if I'm saying it, without verifying the patient's identity. It also, listen, this, they also let people grab like over-the-counter medicines from open bins.
Wow.
It's a free-for-all, this White House pharmacy.
Yeah.
What you want.
Holy Christmas. Literally.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is, you know, they've had an investigation done over there. It says the OIG report does not mention Rear Admiral the White House Medical Unit Director from 2010 to 2014, and the President's physician from 2013 to 2018.
Jesus.
Yeah, and so the interesting part is this report has shown that the pharmacy, I mean, they could have just changed out the sign and called it the candy store.
I mean, basically, because they didn't even have, like, records for any of their disbursements.
Yeah, they can't keep records.
And they didn't have any for the controlled substances. Oh, you want Vicodin? You want whatever the fuck, Propofol? You gotta be like, dead ass. Yo, to be an intern. That's why James O'Keefe said that one intern with that video. Did you see the video of, what's his face? With the glasses over there? Oh, Lord, help him,
Warren,
too.
What's his name? Warren? Something Warren?
Yeah, something Warren. Something with Tanner Warren, something with a T. I don't even want to know his name, really. Because soon he'll be irrelevant, too.
Hold on.
Just me being honest.
I'm just going to get ahead of things.
All right, y'all. She got about five in there.
I got to get ahead of things. I have really been trying, but when it comes out, I hear it. I'm trying, Laura. I'm trying. I am. Well, listen, this
Too
story,
crazy.
Listen to the story. It says this had been a traditional pharmacy that certainly would have been cited by their state board of pharmacy. And there's probably even an outside chance that they'd shut down by their own state board of pharmacy.
Like the one with the parting gift or the whatever Provigil is. I have no idea because I'm not into this. Big Pharma can go see where it's got to go. You know what I mean? But who goes and says, hey, I'm going to go to the counter and get something. I don't know what fucking pill. I'm going to get it for my friend. They're leaving. Or can I have it for myself since I'm leaving? Or whatever the scenario is. Like, the audacity. And we're paying for it. We're funding it, y'all. Tax-paying dollars. Might as well set them on fire.
I love it. That's why Nancy visited the White House so often.
Right? Now we know. Now we know why Nathan Wade was there for 8 hours, too. He was walking around doing lunch, futzing, stopped by the pharmacy. Had to get his little blue Viagra's because, you know, Fanny be on it so much. He getting tired. He'll help. Let me stop. And he ain't as young as he used to be. Let me stop. He ain't getting any younger. Oh, Nathan Wade, feeling it. Fanny, do you see her strutting around? Please, Lord.
Okay.
I'm trying to behave. I am. I'm sorry.
Well, now we know that, you know, there was a pharmacy or is a pharmacy located within the White House itself, and they're going to change the sign calling it the candy store. So nobody really has to fill out anything when you're, you know, over there at the candy store. It's going to be interesting to see what becomes of that thing, if they're going to continue to let it ride, and why would they? Why would they? Are those folks too good to go to the CVS, you know, that's getting robbed down the street? Just saying. Anybody, y'all pay attention to that story. It's going to be interesting to see.
Oh, my God.
Well, anyway, it says we all try to find that right balance of appropriately regulating to prevent misadventures and protect patient safety. And pharmacy is so tightly controlled now, and people get in trouble or lose their licenses for far less than this. So it's kind of a head scratcher over there. We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, you got these other doctors that are like, what the, like, honestly, like you have legal immigrants and regular Americans saying, what the ever-loving? And they're getting debit card phones and this, and some of them are repeating this process, and they've got multiples of this, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Isn't it? Well, we find out more and more every day. I still continue to be amazed at what we're learning. I didn't know.
Yeah, and I love the whole. Did you see the James O'Keefe with the young man that we were talking about, Warren? How he said that the sex scandal thing with the senator, right? Ben Cardin had his little intern thing. That was months ago. He said he made like, oh, that should happen months ago. That's old news.
Well, and you know what? Our very own George Santos.
He's back in there trying to be relevant too. I just seen that. Yep.
Well, because what he's doing is he's come out on the coattail of this Warren hidden camera thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's come out and says, I told you that the cages over there, the coat closet cages,
Are
these things they're set up with cameras, and people go in there and do the humana, to whoever they do it with, and they can get a little humana over there, and there's cameras in there.
yeah.
And once somebody has been compromised and we got you on camera, then you're ours, you little witch, with the B word.
Yeah.
Ours.
They have. I can't believe it's like hardcore gay sex, like the stuff that they discuss. It's disgusting.
Well, what about what they said about once the compromise has occurred and we can figure out who's all been compromised because of they get their little suggestion card, time to vote.
Which ain't even a suggestion.
Card.
It's you're following these orders as suggestions.
That's right. We suggest
You can't make that up either. Like, seriously?
Whoa. The brake line in your car is going to disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, and the threats. That's exactly what they did with the threats. Oh, your daughter goes to this private school? And then they're like, whoa, Yeah.
Let's shift gears and talk about that after the pledge for sure.
Okay.
My meanwhile in Georgia section, we're fighting the good fight down here. We are fighting these mofos. And I really feel like, any minute we're going to get a dismissal in Trump's fraud case.
Dude, yesterday I was so upset. I really thought I was going to get it yesterday. I thought they were going to announce it yesterday. I don't know. My timing is off. They shifted Pluto in the solar system again, y'all. I'm just saying.
Hey, Des, you know what? I just have to tell you, because you're my dear friend. It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
I know.
And it's how you accept it and say, I was wrong today, but tomorrow I'm going to be right.
Yeah, exactly. I might have not got it right yesterday, but today's a whole new... I'm like Mel Fisher when it comes to that. Every day, today is the day. It's like every day is Tin Hat Tuesday in my world. I wear my aluminum on Tuesdays and Thursdays, any day with a T in it, any day with a Y in it, any day with a day in it.
Thank you for making me laugh. Any day with a Y in it, that's the...
Yeah, Pluto been back in, but now it's moved out of our karmic realm. The 15 years of the karmic whatever. Oh, man, I can't tell you the article I read. But, yeah, now they're kicking Pluto back out. I'm like, damn, dude.
Sarah wants to talk about the UN and how the UN is funding the whole migrant caravan. But we know the UN's pocketbook is getting filled up, 75% at least, by us. And I wonder, when is all that going to stop? Well, it won't ever stop as long as we continue to pay our taxes.
We need to take that property back on First Avenue. Just saying.
Just saying.
Do you know how much real estate is, commercial real estate in New York is available? Yo, you would love this. Well, actually, you wouldn't because you couldn't fill it because
I
it's
imagine
commercial.
there's a ton, right?
The number was astronomical because they did it in square footage. You know how they sell commercial real
Oh my
estate? Yeah.
God. Oh my God.
I thought of you when I heard that. I started laughing, but my phone was sometimes it's away from me, and I just listen and I can't. And I'm like, oh my God, I heard
What
that
is
shit.
that number exactly?
That number was huge. Look it up. Charles Payne, I think, is the one. He was on fire. Let me see.
Well, because as an investor, but my understanding is Letitia up there. Letitia, not only has she thrown the bogus case out there, not only has she increased the fine that he should pay from 200 million to 370 million because he was so bad and so wrong. What she's even gone so far as to say, hey, we want to make sure he can't do real estate business in this industry in the whole country.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, every real estate investor in this country better be standing up and hollering some kind of way. Because when your witnesses sit there on the stand and say, oh, Miss James, everything the Trump company did was legit. That's how we do business in the real estate market. That's how we assess financial portfolios. He didn't do anything wrong. In fact, he was a great risk, and we like to take it with him often.
Kim, you ready for this number? There's 178,151,158 square feet of commercial real estate space available in 5,728 commercial properties across the city.
Somebody's going to be hurting, but don't worry, Des, because the truth is, as soon as they realize nobody's going to come back and do business there anytime soon, my guess is that this mayor and all his infinite wisdom is going to say, I know, we can make all this space housing for these illegal immigrants.
Shut up, man, because don't let them get him any ideas. Kim, I can't afford to be funding this shit. Listen, this is why.
Well, because by driving this whole train the way Letitia James and her butt buddies are doing,
Yeah.
and they're driving down the price of this prime commercial real estate, they're driving it down to a point where it'll be less than what it costs to rent an apartment. So they're just going to move these momos into these places. You watch. I said it first over here, but you know what time it is?
It's that time. Let's do it, y'all.
Uh-oh. What's going on with my...
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh, you
Take
better.
a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Whoa.
Computer.
Mercy, mercy me.
What happens? What happens when that happens? Computer.
Oh, things ain't what they used to
Well,
be.
you know what? Computer. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to have to unplug the biatch. Des, you got it on yours? Unplug and plug back in. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
what? Can I play it on my phone?
I know the pledge, y'all. Y'all want to do it
We
together?
could do it
Hold on.
old school, like we were in school. Oh, with that evil bitch. Computer! Listen, this motherfucker ain't living on no kind of plug. It's about ready to be a hockey puck. Just gotta get the hockey
Everybody
stick.
hates that thing. Did y'all know? And I just saw this. I follow this guy. Maybe y'all do too. He's that 40-year guy where he says, you telling me for 40 years I've been doing things like this? Anyway, he showed a thing where if you lost your phone and your phone is on silent and it's connected to your unit here, you can say, hey Siri, or whatever it is, hey Siri, where's my phone? And your phone, wherever it is, will say, I'm over here. I'm over here. Y'all pay attention.
Yeah, I'm not good with that.
He did an example by hiding his phone in a cabinet.
Wow.
And he was asking his unit, hey, where's my phone? And you could hear it. I'm in here. I'm over here.
You gotta have your location on too.
Your location on. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, let's try computer. Computer. Play The Pledge of Allegiance by Lee Greenwood.
Here's the Pledge of Allegiance by Lee Greenwood on Amazon
That
Music.
little nasty biatch.
There it is. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen to that. Oh, come on. Here we go.
I pledge
I'll be right
allegiance
back.
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag is a pledge to the ideals of our forefathers, the men who fought and died in this great nation. It's a pledge to fulfill our duties. It's a pledge to maintain the four great freedoms cherished by all Americans: freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom from want, and freedom from fear. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Hey, Slicknard, Kim, Hip, how's the healing going? Going fantastic. And thank you for asking, Slicknard. I'm having a great time. I'm really doing good. I've done some running. I'm able to throw a leg over a bicycle. Launching for sure. I got where I couldn't even throw a leg over to ride my bicycle. So I'm good there. Everything, and I've got no pain, and so I think I'm doing really good. I really am. Hey, Hooper's in the house. We're gonna bring Hooper in to hear about what's going on. Hmm. Sarah, thank you. Des, you're still muted, so make sure you're. Hold on just a minute.
Yes, I'm gonna let Hooper speak.
Okay. Long cafe.
Here's Long
Play.
Tall Glasses,
Just
I Can Dance
right, I'm
by
gonna give you an
Leo
example. Come
on
on,
Amazon Music.
so we can all do this together, right? Let's do it. Do it. Do it. Here, Frank.
Food and drinks for everyone. So naturally, I thought I would take me a look inside.
She getting that PT in. Woo!
Coming from my mind. Yeah, there was ham and there was turkey, there was caviar and long tall glasses of wine. Yarn and somebody grabbed me, threw me out of my chair. Said before you can eat, you gotta dance like Fred Astaire. Smart as I did. You know I can dance.
You know I can dance.
You know I can dance. You know I can dance.
I can dance.
And if you want my opinion on good rehab, you just keep dancing. Dance. That's what works it for me. I just dance all over the place. I make sure I got a buzz going all the time and I'm dancing. I mean a music buzz.
Did you get the national calendar?
No, it's your turn. Go ahead.
All right, let me go over it real quick. There's only a couple of things, but I'm liking it. We got National Fun at Work Day, y'all. It's Friday. It's casual Friday for some people, so live it up. You got Big Wig Day, National Green Juice Day.
Wait, Big Wig Day?
Yeah, Big Wig.
Like wig or big wig?
Like putting fun in fundraising.
Oh. Okay, so that wasn't like wig day.
No, not wearing a wig, like spending your money. No, but you could also wear a big wig. You could do that. It's not just about giving big, it's about how many people give. So you get the quantity over quality, you know what I'm saying?
Collecting real big.
Yeah. So that's Big Wig Day, okay? I'll stick to wearing wigs on that day. Thank you very much. Hoopa! Hoop is in the house.
It's in the house.
It's National Spouses Day, Hoops.
Good morning.
Just saying.
Good morning.
I love you, girl.
Back home. Oh, she's back home. And
Yeah.
there's the baby. So Hooper, tell me how you are. You look beautiful.
Thanks. I'm getting ready to go play tennis in a little bit, but
Of course she is. She's a woman of leisure.
oh yeah.
Gotta go play tennis before she goes to work.
Exactly.
How's your mom and dad?
They're great. They're doing much better.
That's
Literally,
fantastic.
They were being poisoned. My father, the medication, he was like on 5 antihistamines, 3 blood thinners besides warfarin. He was on antacids to magnesium. So I go out there. Yeah. I go out and statins. Statins is another one. And what's that
The
one?
best of all poison.
Yeah, yeah. So anyways, I went out there and I said, let's just go see your doctor. Let's go talk to him. And I went through every single medication, what they're for, what they're taking it for, what the side effects are, and everything they can do. So when I went in there, no, get this, we're leaving the house and my mom got in this when I started talking about all the medications. So she stopped her blood pressure medication like a week before, which
She stopped it altogether?
I didn't know.
Oh.
And we're sitting there and we're having a meeting. We're having this long meeting about all of this and what I'm going to talk to the doctor about. And my dad decides to take his blood pressure. And we have the appointment in like 2 hours, right? So his blood pressure is good. And he goes, Joe, come sit down and take yours. Took hers. It was 186. And we're like, holy camole. So he said, just sit. And then she got nervous and told me what she had done with the blood pressure medication. And I said, go get the medication and let's take it. And then we'll take your blood pressure in a few more minutes. So we waited about 10 minutes, took blood pressure. It was 205. So
Oh,
now
it went the other way. It went the other way.
it up higher. So because she's nervous now at
Yeah.
this point,
Yeah.
she's, going, my mother's cool as a cucumber. You'd never know. But anyways, I go, well, let's go to this meeting an hour early. We get to this facility. It's Ochsner, which is the big box, hospital in Louisiana. They've taken over.
Ochsner? What's it called? Ochsner?
Ochsner, yeah.
Okay.
And they've taken over everything in Louisiana. So we get there. There's probably 200 doctors in this building, and God knows how many people. It's a 6-story big building.
Yeah, it's a machine.
We check in, and I tell the receptionist, I go, look, my mom's blood pressure right now is about 204, 205.
Over what?
Over, it was high. I don't know. I don't really know much about blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure. It was high. My dad knows it, and he goes,
She's about to blow a gasket.
yeah. So anyways, she goes, oh, we can't do that. She has to have an appointment. And I went, what? She has to have an appointment. We can't take her blood pressure. And I go, well, what do we do? And she goes, well, I suggest you go to an urgent care or an emergency room.
There's the quality care for your future, people.
At this point, I'm like, can we switch my dad's appointment and make it her appointment? Oh no, we can't do that. No. I'll see if I can get you an appointment. No, we can't. I said,
oh my God.
At this point, my blood pressure is probably high.
Oh my God.
I said, just check us in.
Yeah, Sarah.
We go sit down, wait an hour. The nurse comes and gets us. We go to the back, and I tell the nurse, I go, nurse, I'm really concerned about my mother at this point, because she did have a 98% blockage like 10 years ago. So she goes, okay, well, we can't do it without an appointment. And the blood pressure thing is right next to her arm in this little room. Can't do it, won't do it. I go, can you please see?
How about I do it and you watch?
Yeah. Can we see what we can do about this? She left. Doctor comes in, and he's a young, good-looking, arrogant, pompous ass. And I get the feeling right away. I'm like, okay. Because they know our meeting is to get off of medications. So they have kind of attitude.
Yeah, so you're a bad guy.
Yeah. So I'm talking to him a little bit, and I go, he's on all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then I go, what do you think about, things like NAC or NATO Canase, these things to detox from possibly the vaccine? Oh, he turned his back to me and looked at my parents, and he goes, vaccines are very important. You need them. And then I go, and then I said, okay, I'll let him talk. And then I said, well, what do you think about statins? And he looked at me and he goes, statins save lives. And if you've read anything besides that, it's a lie. And turned his back to me again. So he goes, what do you want to get off of? Just tell me what you guys want to get off of. He starts in his computer doing this. He leaves the room. They finally come in to get my mom's blood pressure, take her out. They took her out of the room. It's still skyrocket high. They didn't tell me. She comes back like 20 minutes later. So the guy says, well, okay, we'll change that one. We'll change this one. We'll change this medication. He didn't change anything but one. He lied to me. When we got that printout and left, it was all the same except for one he cut in half. I said, Dad, my dad was so mad. He could tell I was like, this guy is doing everything I told you he was going to do.
Yep. So
we leave, and I go, listen, you can stay there if you want, but I suggest they're going to kill you if you stay there.
That's right.
I would not go back there. I
so
think
many
need a
things
doctor.
they were, gonna do. God.
Every time they needed something, they're 90 years old. Every time they needed something, they would go to an urgent care or emergency room and they'd put them on more
the next thing.
The doctor was not looking at all these medications from all these other doctors. And every time my parents got on one, they never went off of it because no one told them it wasn't a permanent thing.
Mm.
So anyways, I get online. I'm so mad. I go, I know in Louisiana, there's a conservative doctor somewhere.
I would have had a head gasket
in the country. So I find the MD VIP. And it says, I call the place, and it's an organization around the U.S. that it gives doctors the ability to get out of the big box and give personalized care to their patients of how they think.
MD VIP.
Yes. So I call, and they go, would you like to make an appointment? And I said, yeah. So I made an appointment with this one doctor. I called the nurse and talked to her. And I could tell she wasn't real receptive about getting off medications, and I went, okay, well, we're going to go anyways. They have about 600 patients instead of 3,500 patients. It costs about $1,800 a year to be in this. Medicare, they pick up all the insurances, Medicare. So you're really not paying a whole lot except for the $2,000. So we go in there. It's a big office. No one is in there, which is nice. They have snacks. They have coffee. You know,
Making you feel
personal
warm and fuzzy.
lady comes out and talks to me. I could tell she wasn't receptive about when I said I want to get off the medications, and my mom mentioned the vaccine. Let me backtrack. My dad has this serious issue around his eyes, and my mom started getting it. Inflamed, severe itching in their ears and eyes. I've seen videos of people.
I've been hearing about this.
So anyways, they just kept giving him more antihistamines and more creams and all of this, and steroids and all this stuff. So we get in to see the doctor.
Because these evil people don't want to admit that it's vaccine effects.
Right.
Yeah.
And can I ask one question? And I know you're going in to see the doctor, but I want to ask this question. At any point, did your parents' pharmacist say, what the
And I told them, see, they would stop. They live in the rural area north of New Orleans. So when they go 20 miles away to the doctors, they'll sometimes stop at Walgreens or CVS instead of their little pharmacist in Folsom. I said, you cannot do that anymore. You have got to go inside and talk to this pharmacist every time you get a prescription now. You have to have a relationship with them. No more going to other pharmacists, because no one's really looking at what you're doing, what you're taking. So anyway, so that was an issue as well. So we get in and talk to the new doctor, and I start explaining what I think. I think a lot of supplements will be helping my parents, and they could possibly get off of these medications with the help of these supplements as well. And he turned his back to me, went back to his computer, looked right back at my parents, and I said, you do what you would do for my parents? And he goes, well, the first thing is we would get you caught up on all your vaccines, and then you'd have your blood and this and that. And I went, whoa, wait, what? And he goes, vaccines, yes. You need to get all of them. You need to get your flu shot, seasonally. You need to.
Cooper, how did you stay there calmly and say, at that point, Mom and Dad know we're going to leave and you're not going to take any more of this man's medication at all?
I had to let my parents see this.
Oh, okay.
I had to see it.
Oh!
The blood literally left my head. I think my head turned green, probably.
Yeah, because you just wanted, sure.
I literally shut up and started shaking because I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
So
I would have come up with a couple of good things to say. F you.
Mine would have been like, bye, Mom, Dad, let's go.
Out. We're out.
Out.
We're out.
Yeah. So he goes, I see you have a problem with that. And I go, and I couldn't talk still. I go, I major problem with that. Yeah. And he goes, well, and he goes, do you think this is for you? And I go, none of this is for my parents. I go, I appreciate your time. I see what you're about. None of this is going to be done to my parents. You good luck, bye. And I left, and that was it. The new doctor they're going to see today, a doctor that I heard about that's, been a doctor many years. He's good. He's a small box guy. He's not involved with Ochsner or St. Tammany. And I'm not there now. I couldn't stay that long to do it. My sister's going to go with them. But I explained everything to her, what they could be taking besides, their medications to help lower these things. And I said, you got to be careful because you can't go on all these things with blood pressure stuff because they're so old, they won't notice the difference that it could be getting too low or something. Anyway, so that's the bottom line. But I was just sickened with the blood pressure thing. And they wouldn't even, literally, if she'd have had a heart attack, I'd have freaking owned that building. I was so angry.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't believe, I was sick to my stomach.
I can't even imagine, but, and knowing that you were going in there certainly to make some good changes for your parents. My question it comes back to, again, these doctors, they don't get trained on what all these medications do together. So I would just feel like I want a pharmacist to look at all these medications and say, sir, tell me which medications conflict with what. And I mean, it seems like they're redundant, right? Is what you said. They're taking 3 of this and 4 of that and 2 of those. Tell me, pharmacist, which ones are counteracting the other ones? That's where I feel like a good, not the doctor, maybe just the pharmacist.
And if you don't have a pharmacist like that that's still pushing the jabs, get out. Because these pharmacists push jabs like crazy. The one I go to.
Can your mom FaceTime you there? Blonde says, ask her to FaceTime with you while she's there. Can you do that?
I don't know if my mom's capable of that.
Your sister?
It's a lot. Multitask, like
my sister could do it. Yeah, yeah. But I'm so sickened by all of it. It makes my blood boil what they do to people.
It should.
Mine too. Yeah.
Well, and when you realize these people are following orders from on high, and you have to really look a doctor in the eye. Say, excuse me, doctor, if your parents were taking 22 medications and they're all supposedly close to the same things, would you let your parents do it? And that's what gets me, is these guys, they just get their marching orders, and you thought you were going to the MD VIP?
It's funny because they feel like they're a hierarchy. Like
They do feel that way.
Because they get online and look shit up. They think you're stupid and you shouldn't do.
Right.
And
that's exactly right.
Well, going back, okay, listen to this. This is for Tanya also. That movie, the documentary Vaxxed, isn't the vaccine. It's childhood vaccinations that they went on the route. And have these interviews too. And the doctors, every single one of them, said the only thing they were taught about vaccines is the schedule.
Wow.
They were not taught what the vaccines do, what's in them. They were not taught about any of that. All they were taught was the schedule.
Yep. And every new parent, it's put to the parents as, don't forget to bring the baby back in 3 months for the wellness visit. Don't forget to bring them into the wellness visit. And that just is a mind training of getting your kid back in there to get the next vax, because it's a wellness visit. Listen, Hooper, I'm so glad. Listen. I'm so glad that you went out there and you addressed it like this. Did you by any chance look at the American Frontline Doctors website?
I didn't. I thought about that, but they need someone to go see physically. I wonder if they have a doctor.
My point is, if you check the American Frontline Doctor website, there are many, many doctors who, like you described, trying to get away from these big box, employers and go out and try and just hang a shingle again. I know they make it so difficult for doctors to do that. The whole idea, don't have doctors in private practices, have them all be right under the same hospital umbrella. But apparently, America Frontline Doctors has a whole slew of doctors across the country that are looking to break away from this mind washing that they've been given. Like you said, they just taught to do this or that. And now they're learning a whole lot of things. So at least check the site and see if there's a doctor in their area that might be advantageous.
I did go on there and I couldn't find the information I needed, but I didn't do it long enough. I really didn't. I got to do it again.
You're right, Granny. You're right. These doctors do get a kickback. And that is a question you should have asked right then and there. Hooper, that would have been a great question to say, Doc.
Or just to go on the website. go on the website while you're sitting in front of him and say, "Oh, is this you?" And then let him see that you see that he's getting
Are you
kickbacks.
getting paid?
You know, and then he would have been real mad. He would have had a libtard meltdown, and your parents would have been like, "Hoopa, what did you do to our doctor?"
Might have gotten physical.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause your dad would have got pissed. That's right. That's exactly right. And it's true. It is true that doctors are on the dole. And if you bring it up, I asked that of my primary care doctor who prescribed losartan. I asked her, I said, are you or the practice getting any kickbacks when you prescribe these types of things? And here's what she said. Oh, I can't really speak to that. I said, you can't or you won't.
You have to be quick with it, Hoopa.
You asking questions.
That's why they don't like me
want you to
either.
ask those questions.
Yeah,
I know that, but I didn't even need to go there. It was so bad.
I know, because you already
You know?
know. That's the sad part.
Yeah, I already knew.
Yeah.
I told my parents that. But I didn't want to get in this huge argument and fight with these people because God knows what. I might be in jail right now. I don't even know.
Well, and you don't want your parents to suddenly be victims of their care the next time they walk in. So you definitely need to find someone new that you can go in and have that heartfelt conversation with. And Tanya's put out there too, the FLCCC.
I can't even read comments.
I know. It's hard. You think this is like easy shit we do here.
I just make it look easy, my friends.
Like I have butterflies. I go, oh, I'm getting on stage.
No, don't feel that
Stop.
way. This is us just sitting around the table having coffee. And thank you,
Yeah.
everyone who's come in and joined us this morning. And Hooper is, for those of you who may not know, Hoopa is in South Florida. Her parents live in Louisiana, and their caretaker is her older sister. And Hooper went out there because her parents have been prescribed like umpteen medications. Some things are multiple of other things, just a different name. So she went out there to try to get these things straightened out. Let me ask you this. Did you end up deciding with your parents, hey, maybe we don't need 4 antihistamines. Hey, maybe we don't need 3 of these.
One statin is more than enough.
No statin.
Yeah.
Good girl.
No statin. The blood pressure medicine. I go. You keep that.
Yeah, don't mess with that right now.
That's something I don't know too much about.
Oh, doing all 10.
Now, I did get my mom that for her rheumatoid arthritis because they were giving her trexamexin for that, which is freaking yes. I went, no, hold on. They both have neuropathy.
Oh my God.
So bad. Yeah, so anyways, there was I can't remember what the other one, there's a really bad drug. Both of them were on, and I went, what are you guys on this? And I'd have to look at it. I don't remember offhand. But anyways, they got off of everything except for blood pressure stuff. My dad's on a thyroid medication. But
90 years old, people. 90 years old.
I know,
And
God
going back
bless
to the
them.
prostate-
I'm so happy they're surviving with all this stuff they're taking that they don't need.
Me
I'm
too.
hoping they get
Me
a good detox and they're okay. You know how they always say too, oh, well, you can't just stop your medication. You're fucking killing my parents. They're stopping your medication. Period. Done.
If you're on a medication and you can't just stop it, you better look at that medication.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Oh, Granny says, I had a patient taking the generic and the scientific name for LASIK, so they were taking double a medication. There it is. That's why I say find an expert pharmacist who would be willing to just kind of review what you've got going. I'm really concerned, Mr. Pharmacist, that my parents are being, double or triple prescribed. Can you tell me? Look at this. God, it sure seems like it could be something.
Yeah.
Hey, so Qinol 10 is good for
like prednisone, they say.
blood pressure.
Fuck outta here.
It's good for blood pressure. I take it every day, and and thank you, Skeet, again for finding that. It's a turmeric based type of thing. It's really good, and our very own Skeet, she was able to get off all blood pressure
And Miss
medications
Linda too.
because that's what she takes.
Miss Linda
daily.
too.
Yeah.
She stopped her blood statins 100%. Miss
I
Linda.
love that.
Yeah, she did it back when we did the ivermectin regimen she was doing. And she phased it out because she didn't want to just completely. She made sure she was comfortable and she monitored. And, you know, something we've been saying here, we preach a lot, that we are our own best physicians and doctors because we all know our body the best out of anybody. No? So you just got to pay attention.
Well, right. We're not certainly, licensed doctors.
No,
but
everybody knows their own body.
If you go into your doctor and you're trying to advocate for yourself, and your doctor turns his back to you and then starts to ridicule you in some kind of way, you just need to go, hey, hold on, I got something. Pick up your shit and go. Just like that.
Yeah, I got something for the back of your head.
Yeah, I've done that actually. I've done that.
I have too, Dad.
I've had been in a situation where the insurance was trying to bill me because the doctor didn't do a test before he gave me medicine, and I didn't. What the fuck do I know? He's doing his job, right? So for legality or payout purposes, they had to have it charted. He didn't have my blood work charted before he started prescribing me the medicine. So the insurance wanted to kick me back the bill. I was like, yo, get the F11. So I went to the I went to his office, and I'm sitting there, and I never really liked the guy to begin with. He was just like a little arrogant little dick. And I was like, all right, whatever. I'm sitting there, gonna be calm. And and Amelia was with me, and I says, you know what? I said, I'm not even playing this route. You want to know something? I'm going to my insurance company and I'm telling them to go to the doctor and leave me the hell out of it because I didn't even want to get to the point where now I'm going to put my finger in your face and start cursing you because you're not even worth it. And once I get to that point, I've won. I got up. I said to Amelia, I'm going to get up now and leave and you're going to come with me. And she looked at me like, you didn't even see the doctor yet. I says, I'm not going to see the doctor. And I said, I'll explain to you outside. And she was like, all right. I says, I got up. She got up right next to me. We walked right the fuck out. And I got in the car. She's like, what the fuck was that? I says, you know what I was feeling? I said, I was going to have an issue with this doctor. And I'm not going to have an issue with this doctor. I'm going to take stupid person, which I didn't know then. I didn't really know then like I know now. It's not healthy for yourself.
Yo,
why do you bother?
I'm telling you, doctors inherently, through their training, through their education, and once they get their white coat, they are the god.
Woo! Listen to me right now.
I can tell you, I have had more clients who are doctors try to tell me how to do my business when I've had to say, with all due respect, you do the doctoring and I'll do the real estate. Because they think they are the boss of everyone everywhere after they get their coat. And when you stand up to them and say, with all due respect, that's not the information I have researched. And they get really offended. And I walked out of a cardio doctor, and I told you all this back when the COVID was going on, when he looked at me, first thing he says, oh, you up to date on your vaccines? And I went, no, next question. And he looked at me, he said, I got a hospital full of COVID patients over here. You should be mindful of getting your vaccines. And I said, how many of those patients over there just have flu? And he looked me dead in my eye and said, we don't have the flu.
Yeah, I remember. You can't, honey, there's no flu no more.
Y'all, at that moment, I said to him, I said, Doc,
I'm out.
With all due respect, I came in here because you are my husband's doctor and he spoke highly of you, but you and I clearly have to disagree. I'm going to go find someone else. And I left. Just like that.
Yeah.
You know, doctors have been brainwashed and duped. They paid $200,000 to be brainwashed.
That's right. Yep.
So anything that comes out of their little journals, they hold as the creed. But let me tell you something. When, like Kim said, they put that white coat, they think they're God. I want to look at their hands and feet. Because if you don't have holes in them, don't come at me, bro.
It's true. It's
They went
true.
to
I
school.
encourage everyone to
Yeah.
find your voice when you go into your doctor, because you all know, like I do, so many, and the elderly, especially the old, because their belief is they would never hurt me. They would never do anything to harm me.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever you write on that script, doc, I'm taking it. No questions asked.
Well,
Listen, I hurt
the
my
more-
back, right? You guys know my back is a little tweaked, whatever it means. Like, going to the doctor. Oh, you gotta go to the doctor. Oh, you got blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to the
It's
doctor.
a proven
I don't want to go to
fact.
the
It's a
doctor.
proven fact. The more you go to the doctor, the sicker you get.
You
Thank
will
you.
get.
Thank
That's
you.
exactly right.
You know, they go to school to learn how to administer medicine. They don't even look into anything about the medicine. They go to school to learn to administer medicine, not care and not cure.
Correct. Correct.
You know?
Correct.
And
That's right.
and I don't think it's their fault, all of them. I think that they've been duped and they're too freaking stupid to realize it.
Yeah.
Well,
You
when
know,
my
because-
very own primary care doctor said to me, when I asked, I told her I was doing a parasitic cleanse, and she said, Kim,
Exactly.
where do you think you're getting parasites from? I just looked at her. I said, Doc, you need to do some more schooling. It's in your food. It's in your vegetables. It's in your meat. It's in your pets. It's near your pets. It's in the air. Come on, give me a break. And you're absolutely right. They are not schooled that way.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know parasites are the cause of all of our diseases.
Did you guys see that video? I think I saw it maybe on Kim's Coffee Talk about the cancer. and
Yes, I
parasites,
posted
Yeah.
it too.
about the tissue and the blood, and
Mhm.
they can't find in every blood or tissue. If you have cancer, there's parasites in it.
Boom.
You know,
I-
come on.
I sent
Why
that video
Why
to
do
my
doc-
sister-in-law.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent it to my sister-in-law who just now is she's cancer free, but they wanted her to continue her chemo, and she's like, I'm not doing that. She made the decision, and yeah, just to keep her like prophylactically, she's like, I'm not doing this anymore. So I sent her that video. So I'm going to her house on Sunday, and I'm going to give her the whole parasite cleanse stuff. She's finally on board to do that now, so that'll be interesting. No, what I wanted to say was exactly what you were saying, what Hoopa was saying too, about the sicker you get. My great-grandmother knew this. My great-grandparents knew this. I remember my great-grandmother, and this was probably circa 1980 something. And, they lived to, my great-grandfather was 100. She was like 96 or something when she finally died. But and they're from the old country. And she said, I can hear her. These doctors, they don't know a thing. They don't know anything. And I took that to heart. I mean, I took a lot of what she taught me to heart, because that's like really important to like listen to look at what she did. She lived a pretty decent life for a long time, despite going through some serious hardship. I mean, this woman came over here on the bottom of a boat when she was 14 with her 13-year-old sister,
Old remedies and tinctures.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
where-
for me, it was
That's where
food. For them, it was,
originated from.
yeah, I don't think they even took anything like that. They grew their food in their yard, and she cooked everything. And that's what I'm trying to do. I try to do that. The other thing too, what you were saying about, my first experience with, back in the 1990 something, I think it was 94, I got a horrible stomach thing where I had diarrhea for it was like 2 weeks. I was like, what is wrong with me? And I kept going back to this doctor, and they did a bunch of blood work. They did tried to find parasites, and it's not a very good test. And I was looking at my blood results, and I saw I think my white blood cells, and there was bands were high or whatever. So I actually asked her, she's like, well, we don't really know what's wrong. I said, well, what about these abnormal results here? Like, what does this mean? And she got immediately angry with me and was like, well,
For
I'm the
asking.
doctor. Yeah, I'm the doctor, and I'm telling you there's nothing wrong. And I was
Bye.
like,
Yeah.
holy crap. That was my first experience with, Wow.
Those doctors. Y'all, once they get that coat on, when they put that coat on, it's
a
almost
ceremony.
like they put it on, and all of a sudden
ceremony.
they get 15 feet taller, and their heads get about 8 foot wider, and they will fight you to the death on what they think they know.
Yeah, it's an actual ceremony that they go through, the white coat ceremony, and it is. There's something in that. It's that evil pharma.
Oh, and I went,
You know, I
went,
that tonight from LED lights. It's those things that are affecting our brain.
Neurological damage. It's neurological damage, and what really helps that is high dose thiamine. That's
neurological damage, because anesthesia does have an impact on that, but they won't tell you that. In fact, he went so far as to tell me, because he was looking at my chart, and he goes, "I see you've just recently had a hip replacement." I said, "Yeah," and he said, "Was it from arthritis?" And I said, "Well, of course, that's what it comes from." He goes, "Well, that's what happens in your ear, inside in your ear. Like there's 3 big parts: the outside, the inside, and then the deep inside." He said, "You develop arthritis in there, and that's what causes the tinnitus."
That sounds like bullshit.
It is.
I told him that too. I said, "That sounds like garbage to me, with all due respect." I said, "That just doesn't sound right." I said, "Everywhere you go, everything you turn on, you see, try this for tinnitus. This works for tinnitus. That works for tinnitus." So apparently people are have this thing happening. My husband's been dealing with it for years and years and years, and I never really understood the scope of what he was describing until I have it now, because it's loud. And this is what the recommendation was. Kim, I can't give you anything for tinnitus, but what I can do is schedule you for some regular PT, they call it. It's a physical therapy, but it's not physical in the sense of exercising. What it is they want to bring you in and teach you how to focus on other sounds, so you
ignore the tinnitus.
Correct. He said it's an exercise that you will learn to focus on other sounds. And he said you could always have like a little white noise going, which I have to sleep with. He said you could always have a little white noise going in your office or the background, and it will your brain, because what he said when you lose a little hearing on one side or the other, this is what he said, your brain starts this high functioning thing trying to level the sounds out, and that's what brings on the ringing.
He smoked some good shit, your doctor.
When he told me he wanted to be on a yacht with Mark Cuban, I looked at him and I said, "You could do better than that."
Yeah, it's just like shitty bedside manner.
Yeah, it was. He was nice enough, but he was probably my daughter's age, and of course I'm looking at him going,
there's going to be a medication for that very soon, I'm sure.
Well, interestingly enough, I truly believe the medications or the anesthesia or something starts this process.
All of these things deplete your thiamine, and beriberi is a thiamine deficiency, and one of the symptoms of beriberi is tinnitus. So that's what I'm saying. We all need heavy-duty, high-dose thiamine. You can get the it does lessen. It hasn't 100% gone, but it's gotten better. And the serapeptase helped me too. There's just something about it. It cleared out what was stuffed up in my head, and my ear crackled, and then it stopped.
Tanya, how long did you do the nicotine?
I only did it for I don't know, only a couple weeks.
You did
and
it for
did you notice anything?
I did feel better, but I didn't like doing it,
I put my mom on nicotine gum. I said, just eat it every day. I don't care. Just eat it for a while every day to see if it would help it, because going back to Dr. Artis,
Mm-hmm.
he said, if the
Right.
tinnitus, and I bet you we go back to parasites if we really look into that. Because COVID, I think a lot of people, my sister got it after COVID, my mom got it after COVID.
Mm.
So I don't, it's a guess.
What, got
But,
ringing?
Yeah, that's when I got it
the
really
ring.
bad. I've had it on and off my whole life, but yeah.
So,
That's interesting because I've had COVID, not the vaccine, of course, but I have had. Well, I was told I had COVID. That only lasts for a couple of days, where I felt great.
yeah, and you
Yeah, that's
lose
why COVID.
you get long COVID, you lose your taste, you lose all these things.
It's
That stuff isn't
neurological.
gone yet.
Yeah.
That's why I think it could be parasites that in there causing it. I don't know. When you like I parasite cleanse with all different types.
Yeah, you got to
Like
cycle different things.
Good.
Because they kill different worms and different bugs.
Exactly.
So I use ivermectin for a while, then I'll use the black seed oil for a while, then chai and
Yeah,
flax.
you bounce. You do like your own little
Move 'em around.
routine. Mm-hmm.
in our tent.
That's- My Lyme doctor did that with me. He cycled a bunch of different things. That's where I got a lot of my protocol from, with the neem too. Neem is another good one.
That's right. That's right. Yep. So I think, it's important to do different ones if you're even concerned about doing a cleanse, that you should do different ones, than you did the last time, and then go back and cycle it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think certainly we've shared a lot of good stuff today. If you're somebody out there who looks over your parents, who looks after them, and you're familiar with what their medication schedule is, take a peek and see if maybe they're being prescribed a couple of things or more that are actually the same, just with a generic name versus, its official name. You could be having, they could be taking multiple thing that's not necessary.
My
right?
parents, it's been a week or so, 2 weeks almost. They are feeling much more clear-minded, and they are feeling better.
Did you eliminate some of the things?
Oh, we eliminated a lot, but I also put them on that master tonic, which is the clove, the apple cider vinegar, cayenne, turmeric, ginger. That's all
good
there is
stuff.
in it.
Good.
That's in one product, all this stuff, Hoopa?
Oh, yeah.
Girl, share that product in the Telegram page.
Yeah.
I love her.
I know. I was just gonna start taking a liquid thing myself.
I was thinking that too, because they have the one that's
This is
what's this?
That's fantastic.
That's it.
Okay, I screenshot it.
Good stuff.
It was backwards,
Good
but
stuff right there, y'all.
fuck. Yeah, flip that around.
Thank you, Splitnard. Thank you, hon. I appreciate it. Give us a like over there on Rumble.
Yeah.
If any of you are out on Rumble, find us Kim's Coffee Talk. Listen, listen, I just said it again. I put a half a dozen in there already. I want to say, Jonathan, I'm seeing your comments.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
I'm concerned, number one, I'm concerned that you've got a doctor that says you might have cancer. I think I want to backhand him. I'm curious, Jonathan, what is it? Are you okay? Number one. And I mean, what kind of doctor says you might have cancer?
Yeah, without testing and making sure. That's like an idiot doctor. No offense.
Yeah, let's do a test. I'm concerned about something. You don't tell a patient you might have cancer. Go home and dwell on that for a while. Maybe
Yeah, and then they send him home.
Yeah, maybe your mind will create some before we see each other next.
Oh my God.
Right.
Hey, Granny, it's called Master Tonic. Now, in this,
Granny,
it has
yes.
every single thing that they tell you to take: the cloves, the cinnamon, the cayenne, the honey, the turmeric, ginger. All of those things are in it in one. It has cured so many people of so many things. It's
I think I
expensive.
found it. It's 13-ounce jar.
Yeah, this is $25 and it's pretty small.
Yeah,
What's it
because they
called?
have a
What's that
13-ounce for $30. And it looks like it's the same company. I'm going to share the item to the Telegram page. And you confirm if
Please,
it's the
thank
same
you.
one.
Wilkie, it is. It's called Master Tonic, and it's just like that fire cider that she's been talking about. I don't know if it's the same exact and all of the same stuff is in it.
Okay.
Close.
Cloves are very important, as much as turmeric and ginger. You know.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Cloves are good
It
for
really
arthritis and stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all.
Yeah,
We've
I'm
learned a lot. Berta Proud is in the house. Good morning, Berta.
Cinnamon is good for
Morning.
back pain. Grapes, cherry. Yeah, I've been doing a little research
Yeah, I
into
want to
that
do
stuff.
all liquid stuff. I'm trying to get away from the actual
Pills.
supplement
I'm
pills
telling you,
I'm trying
girl.
to look for liquids. No more pills, just
Yeah.
liquids and stuff like that.
The Lost Ways book. The Lost Ways book. Either order it, go to your local library. Maybe you could check it out, review it, take some snapshots of things. But it's an incredible book. It really is. And I think a lot of us need to go back. We need to go back there as we move forward. Hey, Berta, we've got Berta Proud Dad Lawrence has stopped in. I don't know if he's still in here, but Berta, you told us the last Friday we talked to you, when you let us know what happened, that Wednesday this week was like going to be a turning point or
Right.
a turning point, good or bad. I'm kind of curious if you might want to come in and just share with us if there's been any progress, especially since Canada has had their judge out there saying
Yeah.
it was done by the Trudeau F-tard during that time, and he Wednesday it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
He needs a few minutes. He'll come up.
Lady, thank you for coming in. So
I'm
good
gonna
to
go
see
too.
you. Keep
Bye,
sharing with
Tanya.
us, would you?
Nice to
Bye.
Let's close to the moon. Have an awesome weekend. We'll see you on Monday if you're around.
Yeah, I have
Thank
two
you.
sound
Hey,
bites I want to leave off
Dad.
with. What?
Yes.
What?
Watch that Sean Ryan. Watch that Sean Ryan video. They
Sh-
talk about the Book of Enoch and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Wait, you posted it in Telegram?
That I didn't.
John Ryan.
So he's so smart.
Oh, I'm gonna love him then. I know. I was
think
just
you'll-
talking with what do you call it? I want to get back into my Enoch thing again, but I'm almost done with the one bathroom, and then I'm gonna start the second bathroom, and that one's gonna be much faster.
Yeah. Anyways, great to see you guys. Thanks for listening.
You too. Have a
Have fun
hookah.
playing tennis. Go get him, girl.
Exactly. Aces all the way.
See you
Hoops.
soon. Bye, Hoopa. Hey, we love Hoopa. And
100.
what a great, what a great story that she shared with us. I mean, she actually took the bull by the horns, went out there, met with her parents' doctors, and was given the full doctor treatment, like they like to give you, telling you, you stupid. You do not ask questions. You do what we tell you to do. Out there, we ask questions. Let me just ask this real quick. Jonathan Savage, I get tested February 6th. Jonathan, I hope you're okay. Number one, if we're right and you have a doctor that
by
tells
Israel
you might have
in
cancer,
Gaza.
go home, we'll test you in a couple of weeks. You need to get a new doctor, my friend. You need to get a new
Yeah.
doctor, get the F away from that one, and see if you can't see clearly through some of the garbage that he's putting down on you. I thought you just told us you were fighting off pneumonia, which we know that's pretty severe, and I hope you're okay. But don't let these momos frighten you.
Yeah, because they're just trying to get you nervous anyway. It's
Right.
fear. It's all fear,
Don't do it.
Jonathan.
And you get tested Friday, February the 6th, excuse me.
You let us know.
Tested for what, Jonathan?
Yeah. Biopsy. They found a mass. What? It shouldn't be more
Hey,
than that.
Trenton, Josh is in the house. Good morning, Josh. It's good to see you.
Did you hear this, Kim? I want to play something for you. I want to ask you if you heard this. This is fresh off the presses.
The court's view, at least some of the acts and omissions alleged by South Africa to have been committed by Israel in Gaza appear to be capable of falling within the provisions of the convention. The court's view, at least some of the acts and omissions alleged by South Africa to have been committed by Israel in Gaza appear to be capable of falling within the provisions of the convention.
Yeah.
The court's view,
The
at
court's
least
view.
some
The International Court of Justice found Israel has committed acts in violation of the Genocide Convention.
There it is. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. And that doesn't shock me at all. That doesn't shock
But
me.
it's going to shock other people.
It's going to shock a lot of people. I'm not shocked by that because I clearly understand saying Israel's doing a lot of crazy things right now. Just saying. Just saying.
Keep your prayers to yourself, people.
Yeah. Hey, pray hard.
Let me
pray
stop. Let me
hard,
stop. You pray
hard.
wherever
That's
you
what
want.
I say.
Okay.
Just pray hard. Jonathan, I've asked you the question. You're going to get tested on February 6th.
That's why we need congressional action.
Let us know.
Oh, shit.
I've got you on our prayer list for sure. I want to share some good news that I did hear.
Because I got a good positive one I'm going to end with, and then we're going to hang up.
Des.
My last one is, did y'all see Kristi Noem's little clip snippet?
I didn't.
She was talking about the Biden thing with the Texas border debacle. It's 1.5 minutes. Let me see if you can hear this, because this one's loud. Let's see this.
That's why we need congressional action.
Okay, so as this border standoff ramps up, now you've got this growing list of Republican governors across the country who are standing by the Texas governor Abbott, who has put razor wire on his border to preserve and protect his own state. Kristi Noem of South Dakota is among them. Governor Noem, thank you very much. It's good to have you here today.
Thank you so much for inviting me to talk about this. This is incredibly important, and Governor Abbott has done the exact right thing, and I'll drive him more razor wire from South Dakota if I have to for him to do his job. What people forget is that governors are commanders in chief. We're responsible for the men and women of our National Guard. It's a heavy responsibility that weighs on our shoulders. And so we never engage our National Guard soldiers and those men and women unless it's incredibly important and if we feel that we have the constitutional authority to do that in this situation. Over 2 years ago, I declared it a war zone at the southern border, just how it was impacting South Dakota. And I'm a long ways away from South Dakota. My Guard has been down there on multiple deployments supporting the Texas National Guard. Our Border Patrol agents do not support what President Biden is doing. Our ICE people on the ground do not support what President Biden is doing. Democrats in this country do not support what President Biden is doing at the southern border. And they disagree with him fundamentally. He's so out of touch. He is remaking this country. We will be Europe within a year or two if we allow President Biden to continue this invasion of our country. Over 6 million people have come here illegally. It is time to stand our ground, and we'll be down there standing shoulder to shoulder with Governor Abbott.
It is astonishing. The numbers are incredible, and that's why
Crazy, right? Let me turn Martha off. Isn't that insane? She said, Governor Abbott needs more. I'll drive it down there myself. Yeah.
This is really good. Interesting. Let's see, who just put this in here?
Well, what happened?
Techman. Techman, there he is.
Hey, Techman, good morning.
Hope you're doing good, friend. We miss seeing you. It's over. Trump is going to be president once again. Yeah. Techman, this is really good. I like to ask him this question. So, Tech, we now are hearing, like from the fire hydrant of news that Big Mike, also known as
Michelle Obama,
is going to announce, or the DNC will announce that Big Mike will be stepping into the presidential race once they announce that Biden has to go take a long nap. That's going to happen in May, and then they're going to bring Big Mike out. So I'm curious, Tech Man, what do you think? What do you think from that point? Do you think those folks in the Democratic world that have been saying poo-poo to Biden would turn around and say, yay, let's bring in Big Mike? Because I think one is almost worse than the other. Trump might beat Big Mike in being reinstated.
Mike won't do it.
Mike won't do it. Mike won't do it. You don't think?
I don't think she wants to, but I think her husband or, homie over there going to make her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you run, Big Mike, and you win, I'll take over from there.
Don't you worry, you just be the figurehead. I'll tell you everything to do. I got this, don't worry. You just go out there and do it. He's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's done. Rat Asperger.
Let's talk to the man with the golden voice. Bring him in here.
Rat Asperger. Let me jump down. I'll let you go. Have a good day, everybody. Love you. Have a happy weekend.
No. Stay up.
Okay.
Up.
All right.
Wait, Marcel wants you to stay a minute. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Tell me what you think.
Well, I'll tell you what I was thinking before you said that. I was thinking they were just gonna go ahead and try to get him through. Hopefully, Biden will win. They would think, and then switch him out for whoever the VP would be, whether there's Kamala or you know what I mean. That's what I thought they'd do, but I didn't think about what you just said. They may not want to risk it. Trump can't lose. And right, by the way, on my YouTube, I'm not trying to get any YouTube followers or nothing. Well, actually, it would be good for the cause, but African American veterans for Trump leading the way. You got more African Americans who are voting for Trump these days. If you look out there on YouTube, you see it has turned around. I mean,
I love hearing you say that, Marcel. Y'all don't know, Marcel does a podcast radio out in Nevada, in Vegas, right, Marcel? That's where you are?
And Vivek is coming here. I'm going to be right down at Trump. We're just huge supporters. It's a gigantic movement, and I get chills because
you just came to me.
And I'll say it right on here. Anybody can hear me. The African American community for so long, just speaking specifically for African Americans, right, have been just like drinking a Kool-Aid like it's nobody's business, and now they get it. It took them to see. Here's what they didn't get. I hope I'm not saying too much, but here's what they didn't get. All the things that they did to Trump, the pullovers. They're pullovers. When the police pulls you over, it's because he's checking for something, right? So that's what the impeachment is. But people didn't get that. They're just trying to pull him over so the optics look like he's dirty.
Guilty. Right.
They did it twice. They knew they didn't have anything, but after they pull him over and say, "Okay, you can go now," we all saw it looking out the window. Oh, you must be a bad person. That's what the idea was for that. And over again. So what happens is that they didn't calculate that, a lot of African Americans, just speaking for that audience, people in general, but speaking of African Americans, they were like, oh, I see what the deal is. So they're doing to him what a lot of African Americans feel is being done to them, right? You know what I mean? And that's what did it. I'm telling you, I've seen people from TY, the Young Turks, and all of these different groups. They're now turning around. They're saying it out loud. Man, they blew it. They blew it. They went too far. And they get it now, but it's too late. And I'm telling you, I'm on YouTube. I just follow me, guys, because I need your support over there, right? Because every day I'm on there like you're on here, and I'm letting people know. I'm putting it out there. I play the clips. I want you on my show as well, Kim. And because this is what it's all about, man. It's over. And then
I want to believe that. I want to believe that too, Marcel.
Well, I don't want to be too optimistic, but I'm telling you, look, we gotta call it what it is, and we gotta stay in there. We don't want to create a false sense of security here or anything like that, but we gotta stay on it. But
back to my question. Do you think, though, if suddenly they do the big switch, come May, the geriatric patient is out and Big Mike is in?
Well, could be, because they got to do something. He can't debate Trump. He can't debate him. All Trump has to do is say, hey, Biden, and I hate to laugh about it, but all he has to do is say, hey, Biden, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, we're going to ask you what I said in 10 minutes, and say, hey, Biden, remember what I said? And he's going to clearly not be able to recite that because he's not going to remember. I believe his memory is that short. And he's just like, what are you talking about? And then we're going to all know right there on the spot.
But they're going to bring in Big Mike, and Big Mike is full of catchphrases, not any substance, not any knowledge as far as.
You're worried about that. It sounds like you're concerned about that.
No, my question is, because you were saying you believe that the black community is all in for Trump. I guess what I'm asking is, do you think if they brought in Big Mike, would it go back towards Big Mike?
No, because the black community, if I may say so, they've already once you fool anybody, once you clearly fool people, and then they say, oh, no, you tried to trick me.
Exactly. They're tired of being played. They're done.
Understand? I mean,
That's the flip.
I know you guys know this.
Yeah.
What that I'm about to say. Black people aren't stupid, right? You know, yeah, sometimes like any other group of people, sometimes you can get focused on a certain thing or whatever, fine. But people aren't stupid, and they know they're awake now. It's just like you've been asleep and you're like, oh my gosh, all my furniture's gone. What happened? And then you see the criminals take the furniture out on the camera. So no, you're not gonna go for that again. You know what I'm saying?
What's your handle on YouTube, Tech Man? Is it the same?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. It's the talk something.
It's the talk something.
Because I just recreated the name, and it's you know, you have to put underscore the talk, and so it's some underscores in there. But the best thing, guys, just follow me and ask for it, please. I'm sorry, I should have that ready, but
that's okay.
I didn't plan to pop on.
Follow Marcel here, y'all. He's the tech man. And
I let you down. Go ahead and tell them I let you down.
There it is. Hey, Berta. I don't know if you've seen Marcel out there, tech man. He comes to us from Vegas. He does a podcast out there, and he's always on go. So hopefully, I'm curious just about Vegas real quick. Are we seeing Nevada, the primary, and then the caucus for Nevada? What are you hearing? What are you seeing?
Man, I'll tell you, it's a big movement here, and I'm working with some folks in some big places who right now on their a young lady, she was running for office. She didn't win, you know, earlier in the year. Everybody should be excited, but again, we should keep
I'm excited.
Keep the press.
But I know how dirty,
rotten,
and nasty the other side is, and we started 2024 by saying, when the crap hits the fan, don't be shocked. Just know we know they will do anything to upset this apple cart.
A lot of the celebrities, and again, I keep pointing black, right, African American, because that was that missing vote, right? You know, all the votes count, right? Yeah. And I'm telling you, this is big. They know it's big. See, when now I'm gonna say his name, so don't anybody cringe. When Farrakhan says, he said it, it's a whole video circulating. He was like, the black people in America, because you know I like to do impressions. Black people in America, now we saying it. Mike Tyson is a big Trump fan because when Mike Tyson was in trouble back in the day, Donald Trump was the only one that supported him. I heard Mike Tyson.
And the whole UFC gang.
Yes. So Mike Tyson was like, Donald Trump's never, look, he's always been behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big deal. He's always supported me, so I can't say anything bad about him. And he said he'd gone and hung out with his family. He spoke really great about his kid. It's over, but we got to keep it going. We got to keep it going.
Got to keep juggling those balls for the entertainment of it anyway. That's for sure. Man, we love you. We appreciate you stopping by and sharing with us today. Gosh,
absolutely. Thanks for letting me come on. And man, we just got to keep it going. I'm excited. I'm super excited.
We're going to keep it going. Well, if you're out
folks.
early.
Sorry, I don't have the address, but if you follow me, I'll give it to you. I need the push, and I want you on my YouTube too. I gotta have you on there,
we'll push you.
Kim.
We will do it.
So
just tell us where to go. I'll follow you here, and then you can give us the name. Drop the name in our coffee talk too.
All right. Yeah, I sure will. In fact, I'll run over there and get it, and I'll drop it.
Yeah, share the link.
All right. Take care, guys.
Much
have
love
a good
to
day,
you, friend.
Marcel.
Much love.
Right.
Take care.
All right,
I love hearing that from Vegas. You know, he's out there
it's
with
gonna be huge here in Vegas. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick. What do you guys think about Vivek though being the VP? Because it's kind of it's kind of like
I'm not
I think that's too big of a jump for him just yet. I mean, I could see him being a VP in 2028, maybe. You know what I'm saying? We got to see what the future has, but not this circuit.
Who for the VP then?
Right now, I would like Tim Scott. I would like Kirsty Noem.
Okay.
I would like. That's pretty much it. I would like to see Lee Zeldin get some retribution because they did him dirty in New York so bad.
Okay, but why?
Yeah, but I say no to Lee
disagree. Why those? Tell me why those people.
Because Kirsty Noem, aside of Florida, Kirsty Noem had the freest state during COVID, and her state still doesn't have like the income tax. It has a federal, obviously, but it doesn't have a state tax. She accepts licenses. So like me as a certified, when I was asbestos worker in New York, I have to pay for my certifications, like nurses and doctors and lawyers. She takes out of state licensing. She accepts that. So
she's MAGA.
Yeah. And when you're running an
We need somebody
economy and
with
you're
some-
allowing other
we need
contractors to
somebody
come
with
in,
some-
that's boosting everybody's income. Like serious, you're making jobs and everybody can have a means. I love that about her. And Tim Scott, I just like him because I think he's got like you're saying the other side of the vote. Like that he represents the African American or the black man and women. And I think that he is a sound mind. You know what I'm saying? He's very respectable.
You guys,
eloquent speaker, and I would like to see him there.
And this may be shocking for you.
Yeah.
And we really don't care when it comes down to this kind of stuff. We don't care if they're white or black.
100%.
See, sometimes
I care what's here and what's here.
Listen, let me tell you something. After Barack Obama, right? We kind of got out. Okay, all right, thank you. And now we're good, right?
Good.
We're good.
Because now we've shown y'all we're not racist. We're not a racist country.
Because we were disappointed. A lot of us are disappointed with Barack. A lot of us. We were like, he didn't do this. He didn't do. You mean tell me we got a black man in there and he didn't take care of this? It's still fathers and not fathers.
He made it worse.
Didn't take care of any. So now we're just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, okay. It was cool. We got it. Thank you, but no, thank you. Let's just get somebody in there who's going to do it. You know
Again,
what I mean?
they finally are tired of being played.
And wait
COVID
a second. And Kamala,
did a lot
they did
to
it
help.
again. Let's throw them a black lady for vice president. She's a joke. So we're done. We're done with this guy to be black. If it's black and it makes sense, we're like, okay.
We're done.
You know, and I'll admit, you know, we were like, yeah, let's get a black president. So now we're like, okay, all right, I get it. Okay.
Yeah,
fine.
been there, done that. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
There's a
So
really
anyway, I'm sorry.
important
What were you saying
discussion.
down the bottom there? I'm sorry.
There's a really important discussion about that, though, right? It's not about black or Hispanic or white.
And it should never be. But go ahead.
It's how, like, I'm Canadian, right? You don't know me. I'm Canadian. So I give a nice little perspective of what it looks like in your political climate from an outsider's point of view. And what you guys have created down in America is identity politics. You guys have created identity politics, which we've been doing since the dawn of time in this country, it seems like. And I said it in my live yesterday because we were talking exactly about what you guys are talking about is presidential candidates and who's going to run with them. And automatically in there was, oh, we need a woman for this, or oh no, we need a black person for this, or no, we got to grab that Hispanic vote. So we need. And I'm looking in the live.
You gotta have DEI in the White House.
Right. I'm sitting here and I'm like, these guys are serious about this. Like, not one mention. Like Des came out and said, why?
Yeah.
You want to see how she said no skin color? There was no skin color in there. She said why? There was no taxes. There was like it was all based on the foundation of
policies
what this person did
and
their qualities, right?
Yeah.
And actions and what they've succeeded. But the majority of the American people is, oh, you got to be diverse. You got to put a black person in there. You got to put a Hispanic person over there. You got to, and I'm like, you guys are like literally gonna lose your country because of this. And he said it the best. Techman said it the best. We could have Obama in there. What's Camilla doing? Right. And the thing is it's not about skin color. These people don't identify with the average American. They just don't.
Ineffective.
Yeah.
They don't.
But you know what?
We think Barack Obama knows what it's like to be on the streets right now. Do you think Barack Obama really cares?
No. Hell to the
He
end.
doesn't.
Bert, you know
Barack
what
Obama's bought and paid for by the
you know what we had to.
money.
You're absolutely right. Listen, but we had to find out for ourselves. That's all.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So we have.
Exactly.
We found out because I'm telling you right now, and still there are people who still think that reigns true in the African American community but it doesn't. I'm telling you, and they better catch on because we don't care about that anymore. We did.
Hindsight 2020. Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
Yep. So
That's
white
the thing.
folks that think the exact same thing. That think they have to have black
we've had a black person in there, a woman for VP and the president, And we really
And don't forget,
I'll
Obama
tell you
had
what,
2 terms.
Let's just talk about
he
this
doubled
too.
up. They voted him in.
Here's what we're proud about with Barack. I'll tell you what we are proud about, okay? We got a black person in there. He wasn't smoking weed. He wasn't saying, hey, player, this what it is. Like he represented, I'm just keeping it 100.
Gotcha.
He represented himself presidential. He was presidential no matter what. Policy sucked. He didn't do anything. But we're really just like, Lord, at least he didn't get on there and was, doing some outrageous, stuff. He didn't say grab him by anything. And let's talk about that too.
He didn't have any cigars.
Does that make you a
president? No blue dress.
Does that make you a president? Like this is the thing too, right? Like,
does what make you a president first? Let me make sure.
What Donald Trump did, like, I don't like Donald Trump the man. I don't like him, who he is as a person. I really don't. But as a leader and a businessman and a person that can pull your country out of the depths of the darkness.
No, Berta. The reason I said that though,
we got to stop voting with feelings. We got to stop voting with feelings.
I'm just saying.
Over each other.
I'm just saying, as a black person, right? I didn't say that to say that Trump shouldn't have said that, right? I'm saying we just didn't feel we could afford any of that, anything, you know what I mean? And saying anything like that. So we were like, at least he got in there and he wasn't fooling around. I mean, we had Kennedy who was doing things, and we can't do that. So we were happy about that. The rest we were like, throw it away right now. Let me tell you something about how I feel about Trump and the grab him by the. And I talk about this on my platform. I say, hey, listen, let's look at what you're doing before you look at him and saying what he said when he said grab him by the you know what. What are you doing that we don't see? Right? Come on, don't try to. And he didn't come out doing a press conference and say, hey, everybody, you can grab him by. He was in a private conversation that somebody decided to turn up and leak. So let's take the cameras into your house at night when you're alone by yourself and you're playing with yourself. I say it right on my thing, and you're playing with yourself. What if somebody saw that about just a regular person and we got to see that? You wouldn't be happy, would you? So real people do real things. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
When Trump came out and said what he said in that private type of locker room conversation, let's remember what he was saying to this guy. I forget the kid's name now, but because he was saying,
Billy Bush was his name.
Billy Bush.
He says, you're so famous, you can go out and do anything. And Trump, of course, said, yeah, with this fame, he says you can practically do anything. You can grab a woman by the snatch and she likes it. And that's the thing.
That's true.
He was saying that's what fame brings you. So if you are a sycophant who wants to rally around these famous people, expect to get grabbed by the anything and like it, because that comes with the fame. And if you resist it when it happens to you, when you get grabbed, they will squash you and get you gone in a minute. So the kid was saying, this fame brings this behavior to you, and you can do. And Donald Trump just said, yeah, you can just grab a woman by the thing, and they will like it.
Yep.
Because I worked in the industry. I've been in radio for 34 years. Trust me, I've been around movie sets. I've been all over the place, backstage at these Grammys and things. And yeah, that's exactly how it is.
That is exactly how it is.
It's sad. You got a little fame. These, unfortunately, they don't have a lot of money. You get
to do what you want. That's right. You have this pass that you can grab anybody by the anything.
And they'll say, stop, you're so crazy. And
and it's dismissed.
So you want to know what celebrities have at their front doors? Many of you might not even know this. They have an iPad on a pedestal. And when you walk in that front door, it's got a non-disclosure agreement on it. And you sign that before you go into their personal home. And why do you think you do that?
The reason you do it is because as soon as you start getting abused, you get abused any kind of way in their presence, too bad. You don't get to say jack about it.
So you don't think politicians have the exact same thing? Of course they do. Their limo driver is under an NDA. Their friends are under NDAs. Anybody they have coffee with is under an NDA. And that goes for George W. Bush. That goes for
the
President
nanny.
Trump. That goes for Barack what is an NDA designed to do? I'm sure you guys have signed one
It's
before.
designed to keep your
To not
mouth
disclose,
shut.
right? To not a non-disclosure. It's just it's designed to not say anything.
That's
But
right.
people still do though. They rather take the
Donald
little suit.
Trump said it. He said it, and somehow it went all over everybody in some kind of.
And we're still
oh my
talking about it.
God!
So
But
if
you
you're going to
know,
break a
Donald-
non-disclosure agreement, you belong, or you end up like the chef.
But
Thank you.
they still do it though.
The
They
chef.
go. They don't even care about the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement. They don't care. They still put it out there because they figure, well, I'll take the lawsuit, but I'll make a bunch of money for this or whatever. I'm just saying. Listen, Donald Trump, man.
I better put a quarter in. Hold on.
Oh.
But Marcel, he don't know. She's been trying not to say listen, so she did a quarter jar.
Absolutely.
So she's like, hold on, I'm gonna pay in advance.
I probably need to throw a couple of quarters in there myself. But anyway, but Donald Trump really is he's changing the whole dynamic. He's bulletproof actually. He can do anything now. He can do anything.
The original Teflon Don.
What he has is he has a blessing of the God Almighty. And I believe that with all that I am, all that's in me. I truly believe it. To say that he's absolutely, untouchable is obviously if somebody wanted to, and just keep praying that hedge of protection around him. Big prayer, big power.
And keep in mind, when I say bulletproof, I just mean he can be who he is because he's always been who he is. And now it doesn't even affect them because it helps.
That's the thing.
They're starting
Donald
to realize
Trump
it now.
has been
just
consistent.
got it. They just got it. They like, oh my gosh, because everybody's repeating all the things that he's gone through and nothing stuck.
Exactly.
They're like, this is the wrong strategy. It's too late.
He's been consistent as a public figure. He's been consistent through The Apprentice, through dating all of Marla Maples, through all the Hollywood celebrities he dated, and he running our country. He was still that same person. Most people didn't like his personality. Some people did like his business sense, and they were like, you know what? I'll take his policies over personality. And that's how he won in 2016, because everybody knew what they were getting when they voted for Trump.
Absolutely.
That's right.
You can take this to like in typical Berta Proud fashion. What I could do is I could go left field with the tennis racket on this, but the thing is you can talk about now. We can talk about right now. Like I think this is a good foundation for. Is there going to be an election because of what's going on right now with the Texas National Guard and Joe Biden saying he's going to send F-16s and all this other stuff. And now you got other National Guards showing up in Texas and what's really going on. So for about 3 years, I've been talking about civil war popping off in North America. I've been talking about that personally on my podcast and all over my content. And I always thought it would be citizens that would pop off a civil war. I never once in a million years would have thought in my brain that the president of the United States would say what he said towards a governor of a state and then have a National Guard potentially fighting the federal government. I never once thought that in my brain never computed once.
I didn't.
This is where we're at.
2024 Alamo was not on my bingo card. Just letting everybody know.
Right?
Right now.
That's the best meme ever. Let's make
Isn't it true? And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it true that the Border Patrol, working for the feds, and the National Guard, do they not take the same oath?
Right.
Yeah, of course.
So at what point, do the momos over there on the Fed side say, wait a minute, geriatric patriot number 2, we can't follow that order. We can't follow that order. I mean, at what point do they just lay down and move over to the National Guard side and say, we're going to handle it now?
And that's where civil war is. You have citizens. I know of citizens right now, and I'm not going to say their name publicly, but we got big creators with a lot of following who have established a lot of people together already in 3 days that are all on their way to the Texas border really soon. So now you have citizens who are going to the Texas border with online content creators. Yes, they're going there for content. Of course,
yeah, photo op opportunity.
But they have but they have their people going with them. So, you know, the thing is we can talk about why do they suppress social media so much? Why is Bird a Proud Dad being canceled in Canada right now? It's exactly because of this, of what's happening right there. Is I in one live video or one video can take 1,000 people and muster them somewhere. And I'm not an important person. I'm just a guy sitting at my kitchen table with a coffee. And that's why they hate social media so much, right?
That's right.
If you put a powerful enough video out there, you can muster enough people that will do anything and go there. And what I see now is you have people pro National Guard and people against Biden. And Biden's your commander in chief of the military. And now the military service members, nobody's going to fly an F-16 to Texas and drop a bomb. Let's be honest. That's not going to happen. But what that causes when that order comes down is division within the army, right? Within the military.
Yes.
It causes a divide and a split. You open yourself up for military coups. You open yourself up for so many things that we've seen overseas, right? And at the end of the day, I never thought civil war would pop off like this. But you guys are like 10 minutes to civil war right now. We talk about like the world clock or whatever, 10 minutes to midnight. You guys are literally 10 minutes to civil war.
I agree with that. Let me tell you something about the military. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, at what point, or can we get some understanding of knowing what percentage of the Border Patrol, the feds, because they're just there for enforcement. They're not there to push people back, right? At what point do they adhere to their oath to protect the Constitution of the United States, not necessarily the commander-in-chief? At what point do they just say, come on over to the National Guard side and we're with you guys. We are now with you.
Very good point. Very good point.
At what? How do we know? And who do we know? I would love to hear, because our own Chief Flacco, one of the border agents, you know, who shared with us on the regular down there what was going on, he told us that, hey, we've been kicked out by the National Guard, so we're just kind of standing out here now. But I believe from what we knew of him that he would be the guy to say, hey, I'm going over to the National Guard side of things.
Well, you know, it's like I said, the good thing is I believe, and I'm just going to stay on this page, that Trump will get back in there, and then we'll have some good choices even after that. I really believe that, and I'm just going to keep saying that because I believe it, right? But here's something that people may not understand about me. I'm not a Trump supporter for most of the reasons most people are, right? Because I see past what they're doing wrong in the country, right? There's some major things going on outside of the country that affects the country as a whole. And Trump's the only one.
He sees it all.
You get what I'm saying? See, in our country, everybody's belly aching about, you know, young people being exposed to ideas of homosexuality, and it's very important, right? But and they're concerned about the schools, and they're concerned about just a myriad of things that are really important regarding the country. But let me tell you something. If we don't take care of what's going on outside of the country, okay, like being involved in these skirmishes and these wars when we shouldn't be and things like that, we're not going to have a country. You understand?
That's right.
To work.
That's fact.
Black people worried about the police pulling them over and pulling them out of the car and shooting them and all that. Let me tell you something. I'm 60 years old, and I'll say it. I'm starting to be more vocal about this because I should. I'm 60 years old, and I've never faced any police officer that's come up to my car beating on the windows and the doors and calling me names and all of that. Now, I will tell you, I get pulled over all the time. Okay, beautiful. And when they
driving while black,
when they pull me over, I'm like, "Hey, officer, how you doing? Yeah, let me get you. Give me even when they come at me like that, give me license, registration, whatever." And I'm like, "No problem, sir. Here you go." I give it to them. What I don't give them is the back talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
And no one should, white, black, green, or purple, because right now they're in charge. You have to understand.
And they're all prickly right now. They are prickly every time they walk up to a car.
It may not be right, but if I were a police officer having a good day, if I was having a good day and I came up to your car and you're giving me all this and I got to write your ticket and, you're going to get something. So you need to understand, just like when you're in a courtroom and the judge is saying things to you, you shut your mouth. Right. The judge is the judge, right? He's the judge out there. It may be unfair, but if you're smart, so you can get on your way, you can go home, shut your mouth. Because one thing for sure, they ain't just jumping in your car and shooting at you and doing all this foolishness, okay? I like to speak loudly about that because it's misleading for people, even other black people. People know they're not pulling us over and just snatching us out of cars for no damn reason, and that needs to be said. It's time to stop playing because this country, see, I've been to other countries. I've seen other countries from a side where the tour is not a tourist side. You understand? When we go in there to train and then we get a little liberty, we're not in the tourist section. And this is the best thing going. Believe me, this country, a lot of people in this country never get out of the country. So they don't know. Right. They don't go anywhere. They don't even go to Canada. They don't even go to Mexico. They go nowhere.
That's right. They've never been anywhere else.
But here's the beauty of it. The reason for that is because we have everything here. We have everything. You can go to Florida and get a different kind of sunshine in the beach than you can be in Los Angeles, in California. We've got it all. Listen, when COVID was going on, and they would say, well, they've got their COVID situation under control, and in the UK. The UK is the size of Florida. That's the size of the damn country. Yeah. Germany's the size of Michigan.
They're toast over
50
there.
Michigans. And people don't get that. So that's how they sell us that the president's not doing a great job, because we're thinking Germany in the same size as this country. This country has everything. It's vast. I know I've been talking a lot, so get ready to go. But
hey, Marcel.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate what you bring to us over here. Come back and talk to us again. I did want to talk to Berta before we duck out, because we want to hear what has progressed as Berta was one, if you didn't know, Tech Man, Berta, he's one that was in the trucker convoy in Canada. He was one that got shut down, slammed to the ground, and had his, not slammed to the ground specifically, but had his bank accounts frozen, had his livelihood destroyed, and now they're trying to do it to him again. So I want to hear what's going on. Tell me, Berta, share with us.
Go ahead. I'm out of here, y'all. Hey, that's my YouTube there. Please take the time to copy and paste it and put it in.
Hey,
thanks again. We'll see you guys.
I got you.
We'll see you soon. At the
Trump
top,
2024.
111. Trump 2024, my love.
Yeah, so real quick, talking about the police and everything else, and in my country, I used to have a lot of respect for the police. I used to have a lot of respect for actually our parliamentary system. I ain't gonna lie, right? So when I was beat, batoned, bank account frozen, website shut down, all this other stuff labeled domestic terrorist, it kind of takes your confidence in your parliamentary system and your law enforcement away a little bit, right? Yeah. Fast forward to 2024, where I got a phone call last Friday, right? Like you all know, saying that the railway found my social media, and they don't want me on the property, right? Being canceled. Canceling a patriot basically is what they're doing. This is round 2. Waited till Wednesday, didn't get a phone call or nothing. Waited till yesterday. Got a phone call. It was very scratchy. He was driving through the mountains. I said, call me back. Got an email that had sensitivity training and social media training inside my email. So, me being me, I opened it up. I did it. And it was a good thing I did it, because it shows me exactly where they want us. They want us towing the line.
Yes.
They want us saying what they want us to say, not what we want to say. You don't have free speech. But the best part about this whole sensitivity train is, well, the part 2 of it, when it came down to, taking the training about harassment and workplace respect and all this other stuff. I almost failed the exam because this stuff doesn't make sense to me. If a person is a bad worker, you just fire them, right? You get rid of them.
Right.
But what this course is telling me, if this person is a bad worker in black, you don't get to fire them. And I'm like, what? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, I went through this training. I passed both trainings. I handed my certificates in to get a phone call that says, okay, thank you for doing that. We don't have a decision yet. Wait a week. So, you know, this is going to cost me, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to cost me $7,300 of wages by them seeing my social media, seeing the truth that I spread, being a patriot, talking out against the government, cost me $7,300. So, well, by the time a week is up and everything is doing its thing. So, that being said, is I just want to reiterate the fact, am I in good spirits? Yes. Thank you for all the prayers. I really appreciate that. I got a good group of people in my circle that are helping me. My boss is in my corner big time, so I appreciate him. But his hands are tied by the people up top, because you got to remember one thing. So so somebody went and replaced me, right? Somebody went and replaced me, and they're working, and they're not doing a very good job. So the guy that I work for when I'm out there calls me, and he says, when are you coming back? I said, what do you mean? He's like, when are you coming back? We need you back. We need you back. And I said, did you not hear what happened? And he's like, no, I just figured you were off. And I was like, so you mean to tell me the people that I work with every single day, they want me back at work to do my job because I'm good at it, and I get along with the employees, and I do what they ask of me. But because somebody at the top of this organization got offended, I'm the one that suffers. The job is the one that suffers. The work's not getting done to the way that this foreman wants done. All because somebody at the top of this organization, who sits behind a desk and probably wears a $6,000 suit every day, got offended. So I'm being canceled by the white hats, and the blue collar worker on the ground is suffering. That's how our whole system is designed.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And that's my story.
Exactly right. And sadly, we've been infiltrated. You've been infiltrated in Canada. Every industry has been infiltrated. These rotten, evil, hands-on momos there, I'm just saying it. They're the ones up top. They're the ones trying to gaslight the rest of us. And I hate that you're going through it, Berta. Number one, I never would have taken the test myself. I would have just say, hey, sir, I was looking for a job when I found this one. Bye.
So I took the test, and it's all been recorded, me taking the test. I have the test. There's a reason I took the test. But also, yes, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying about, I was finding another job. Being Berta Proud Dad in Canada is very hard to find a job, because it's political. What do people do when you hand a resume in?
Yeah, they check
go to your
you
social
out.
media. They go to your social media, right? If you got a guy on there saying "fuck Justin Trudeau," you got to remember, our country's very infiltrated by top level elites. The company I work for is heavily subsidized by the federal government. Did it go against my values and beliefs? Yes, because when the trans questions came up, I walked away from my computer and made my wife answer them. I didn't make her. I asked her if she would do it, and she said yes. So I didn't go over my values and belief system. But again, this is just the beginning of what I think is going to be a long series of events of educating people of what actually goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah. Well, the good news is I have to believe. And what did you think about Tucker Carlson giving it to Trudeau? Telling him to get back to Cuba, you rotten, nasty thing. How about that?
Tucker's a beauty. Let's just be straight up and honest with that, man, right? And
he's a gift that keeps on giving.
I don't agree. Oh yeah, I don't agree with everything Tucker says, but Tucker is he can be looked at as the head of the snake when it comes to us and the stuff that we talk about, right? Because we take things from Tucker and we regurgitate them and we do what we got to do and put them out there on social media. Tucker's a man that should be protected. at all costs because
Agreed.
Tucker came into
Agreed.
Canada with gloves off, right? And and does he instill a little bit of hope in Canadians? No, he doesn't. We know what we have here, and we do know like we're worse off than you guys. Your political system is corrupt, yes, but it's a lot easier to find the corruption than it is in our British parliamentary system. And what we seriously need in Canada is a civil war, but that's not ever going to happen because we've let too many third world people into our country that we've created a third world country.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And so I'm moving in 3.5 years to Arkansas.
Congratulations. Welcome.
And listen, we'll be here to open the gate and welcome you down to Arkansas because there are some things, obviously, that you can enjoy down here that you can't up there so far.
Can I go through the South, though, and come up illegally so I can get my bank?
Why not?
I would encourage you
Throw a
to
little
do
blackface
it
on. Tell him your prime minister taught you all the shortcuts on how to do it nice.
Right?
Just do it like that, Berta.
Listen, this coffee talk has gone on. Like Amelia's going to send out an APB on me.
I know.
I'm going to the
never
Amish.
expected,
I'm going to groceries.
A firestorm is what we called it. So we put the fire out there today, and I'm so happy. And there's still so much more. Listen, let me share. Listen. Let me share this. This is something I wanted to share because this has been in the court now for what? 4 years, 6 years, something like that. But this relates to a Christian realtor who was targeted by a government agency and lost her job for saying Jesus loves you and putting John 3:16 on her website and her email signature. And they said they nailed her for it. And she's been in this lawsuit. It was blatantly unconstitutional violation of her religious liberty. So here it is. After years-long court battle, the court has struck it down and said it violated her constitution for them to punish her.
Yeah. On that note, I'm out. # God wins. Deuces. Catches Monday. Peace.
God wins.
Absolutely.
Bye, Des. Have a good day. Berta, thank you for coming in. I just still want to get back to knowing and understanding a little bit more.
So crazy. What a day.